depression. And today we're going to be discussing bundle of joy versus motherhood challenging realities for women. All right. Someone who probably saw one of this one of the episodes that I did the other time will be like, "Hey, Dr. Linda, what is it with you and this whole motherhood thing?" or bundle of joy. What is it with you and this bundle of joy matter? Okay, so with that phrase bundle of joy, I'm using it because a lot of women, when you ask them about motherhood, the summary of all they tell you is how their child is a bundle of joy. Of course, expressed in different ways, but what you get from the story they are telling you is about bundle of joy. I do not disagree. All right, I do not disagree. Children are bundle of joy, right? I see my baby as a bundle of joy. But what I'm here to talk about is that motherhood is not all about bundle of joy. Motherhood has women go through a lot of challenging realities associated with motherhood, and we're going to talk about some of them. So, okay, one thing is that the lived realities or lived experiences of women shows that a lot of motherhood is hard on a lot of women. You see a woman who just gave birth, she can't even imagine the amount of work, feeding a baby, breastfeeding a baby, you're in the hospital. Okay, let me even backtrack. Let me backtrack to pregnancy, right? Especially for first time moms. Um, People have it differently. Some people, they may not experience anything from beginning to end, like anything extraordinary from beginning to end. But a lot of other women go through tremendous amount of stress, health challenges before they give birth. Now, irrespective of what your situation is, the funny part is that you cannot know ahead of time. It's only at the end of the journey that you can say, okay, this was how my pregnancy went, right? It's only at the end. You can't know ahead of time. So, in life, they'll say, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Uh-huh. Well, so and because of a lot of these challenges that women go through, starting from pregnancy, now we move to childbirth. You give birth, you have to take care of a newborn, right? From breastfeeding, as I mentioned, to waking up late at night, unable to sleep well, especially the first 3 months, and many more. Then, even after that initial few months, then you realize that, well, baby is still here. Baby is not going anywhere. Your time drops, right? Like your availability has dropped compared to what it was before. Even if you are dropping your child at a daycare, even if you are dropping your child at a daycare, you still have to make time to drive to daycare and to come back. You get so either way, your availability drops, your schedule changes, and before you know it, a lot of women start going through stress. So much stress that maybe so much stress that it can actually become a huge problem. In a lot of developed nations right now, when you are pregnant and you give birth, right? They like upfront, they'll be like, hey, if you have mental health challenges, call so person. If you experience motherhood depression, call this number. But why is it? Why are they sharing that news with you? They're sharing it because it's very common. It's very common for it's very common for a woman to undergo this kind of stress, mental health issues, depression, and sometimes, of course, everything is in range, right? There are people experiencing the mild form of depression, others are experiencing the extreme end that can even lead to self-harm or harming the child that they've given birth to, right? But other things that people feel too is like the feeling of like, my life has ended, I can't recognize my former self, your body is transforming, many things. Just recovering from the whole pregnancy thing is also can also have its own can also be its own challenge, whether you are hitting the gym to lose the mommy weight or many things, right? And or you're doing pelvic rehabilitation, whatever that you are able to do to recover, all of these things take time. And you can be like, a lot of people are not able to anticipate this amount of work ahead of time. of course, because a lot of time nobody's going to share it with you, right? Now, one thing too, one challenge that people face during motherhood is financial difficulty. Why? Because as a woman, for example, by the time you're pregnant, right, it's either maybe your income is dropping. Your income is dropping. If you're a business owner, you may not be able to take a lot of work. If you're a freelancer, you may not be available for work, right? And then even for people that have stable jobs, many companies, including government, does not pay maternity leave, does not pay you full salary for maternity leave. For a place as beautiful as Canada, where I'm talking to you today from, right? Canada pays 55% of your regular income as your maternity leave pay. So what we are saying is that as a woman, you just gave birth, you need a lot of money to even take care of the bills that are coming, but you are just going to be getting about half the salary you were getting before you gave birth, right? How it's like it's mind blowing that at the time when you need more money, you are getting about half of what you used to get, even when it is termed paid maternity leave. Because when people say paid maternity leave, you're going to think that you just be at home and they'll pay your salary. And I'm also talking about a place that is as generous as Canada, because many other countries don't even pay well the way Canada does, right? Now, uh, uh, that's it with getting paid. A lot of women, even after their maternity leave is over, they may not be able to return to work full time. They're taking part time work. That is also a form of income, their income dropping, right? And it's like, aside the fact that your income can get interrupted if you're a business owner or you are self-employed, or your income can get greatly reduced if you're working for a company or for government. Now you have the other side of things, which is that expenses increase because of the child that has come into your life. Expenses increase. I will tell you, especially for a first time mom, there's a lot of wastage, right? So you go and you buy all these newborn clothes, and in 2 3 weeks or 1 month, your all the clothes are now undersized for your baby, and you have to replace, right? Like, I'm just trying to say, like, increased expenses during your early phase of motherhood is also one of the things you that can increase you, is one of the things that can cause you stress. And sometimes it is not even based on what you need, it's based on the wastages that happen. You buy the wrong bed, you buy the wrong car seat, or you buy something, you thought it was good but it didn't work, and so many other things like that. So there's this financial difficulty that comes with it, and mostly rooted in what I call motherhood related income interruption. All right. So, like, and like, I'm just giving you, let me use the word, the tip of the iceberg, because based on your experience, based on your family, based on your work, based on how your pregnancy went, you are going to be your experience will be different, your challenges will be different, right? And for a woman, once financial problems set in, and it is around that time of motherhood, a bigger problem is that is when you see a woman that was financially independent before, she will become dependent. Maybe dependent on government, dependent on, a sponsor, dependent on husband, dependent on sha, because expenses are there, you're not making as much, you have to just depend on somebody. That's the reality. However, it is also a slippery slope before that dependency turns to something else, turns to abuse, any form of abuse, whether it's abuse from the workplace, whether it's mental abuse, whether it's verbal abuse, whether it's domestic violence, right? Because it is easier to get taken advantage of when somebody feels like you do not have an option, or you're not going anywhere, right? No matter what we do, you can't quit this job now. No matter what we do, you can't quit this marriage right now. Or all different shades of it, right? Now, I'm not saying this happens everywhere, but I'm saying that it's a slippery slope from financial challenges for you as a woman to so many other bad things happening, right? And again, these experiences are different. What I'm saying here is this: motherhood is not all about bundle of joy. That's all I'm trying to say. Motherhood is not all about bundle of joy. There are many there are many challenging realities that women face. But a bigger issue is that when you talk to a lot of women in open spaces like social media, women tend to focus on, hey, motherhood is about bundle of joy. Don't If you're a younger woman, you have not given birth, but sooner or later, in 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, you know, as the case may be, there's a chance of you becoming a mother. Dig deeper. When somebody talks to you about bundle of joy, ask them more. Did you face any challenge? Perhaps your question can help the person who was not ready to share or who didn't think they should share to share more. So it's like why we say, oh, women are not sharing. I also think that motherhood experience is so incomprehensible if you have not been a mother before. It's so incomprehensible that you don't know the right question to ask. If you are someone who, if you are someone like a young lady who has not given birth before, you don't even know the question to ask the person. You just be like, how was it? Very, and then the person say, oh, cool, I love my baby, bundle of joy. That ends it, right? Like you don't know how to dig deeper. So the essence of me making this video is like two. Number one, to help to make it easier or to inform other moms that, hey, you need to share a balanced story instead of just the bundle of joy angle story about motherhood. You need to share a balanced story, especially with younger women, especially with young ladies who are not moms yet. And also to say, if you're a young lady if you're a young lady and you have not given birth, but you want to learn more about the experiences, perhaps this video helps you. But most importantly, the women around you, the women in your circle who are already mothers, dig deeper. Ask them deeper questions. How was it? How was the finances? What did you find difficult? What did you do that if you have to be a mom again, you will not do? What did you do that if you have to return back to be a young lady before and then being a first mom, be mom for the first time, what will you do differently? Like, ask those deeper questions to make the conversation between yourself and a woman who has given birth to be more meaningful and for you to get more out of it so that you can better prepare for motherhood. Above all, motherhood is not all about bundle of joy. Motherhood have dark sides. And instead of running away from the dark sides of motherhood, learn about them, prepare for them. That is your biggest chance of surviving them, your biggest chance of thriving through them. All right? So, take good care of yourself. My name is Dr. Linda Paduel, right? And I'm all about women. In my line of work, I'm more focused on how to help women diversify their income, because one thing I noticed as a woman who going through motherhood is that work income or business income cannot replace investment income for a woman. Work income or business income cannot replace investment income for a woman or a woman-led business. Now, let me talk about the woman-led business aspect of it. You're a woman, you have a business. To a reasonable extent, that business may depend on you, because most of the people that are watching this video are not like people who have $100 million worth of business, right? Where even if that person does, there will just be one out of 1,000 people that are going to watch this video. So I'm talking to women who have businesses that they are running, that they also need to be there for that business to run, right? In one way or the other. Even if you feel like, oh, your staff are helping you do a lot, it's not the type where you can go out for a year and the business is still going to be untouched, right? Okay, let me digress a bit. When you talk of becoming a mom, it looks like a moment, like a transition moment, right? But that's not what it is. Pregnancy alone is 40 weeks. That's 10 months. Like, it's almost a whole year. 2 months from a whole year, right? So, and then after that, the child arrives, and people call even the first 3 months after your baby arrives, fourth trimester. So, clearly speaking, right? When you're talking about pregnancy, one full year you are locked down on something that you don't know how it's going to turn out. Even if your first pregnancy was good, you don't know how the second one is going to be, right? So I talk about women-led businesses because a lot of time your business still requires you in one way or the other. It's not a business that you can go out for a year, a whole year, and the business will still be running. So if you think about it that way, you see that it's still important, aside diversifying your own personal income, it's important to diversify your business income, right? So what I teach women and women and women who lead businesses is that you can diversify your income or your business revenue by investing in stocks. Because it came from a personal experience that after when I got pregnant and the pregnancy was difficult, very difficult, I was at the time hospitalized, right? My business income dried up and everything, but it was my investment that provided me financial security during this point. It was also my investments that allowed me to bounce back after that childbirthing process was over. If I didn't have investment, maybe I just have to make like it would have been very difficult. And I don't want to imagine how it will have turned out. So, as a woman, you need to diversify your income. And not just see, you can diversify your income, right, by doing two businesses. You can diversify your income by doing two jobs. This is not the diversification I'm talking about. I'm talking about diversifying your income so that you can include investment income. Again, I repeat, work income and business income cannot replace investment income. So diversification is not about doing multiple businesses. It's not about doing multiple jobs. It's about having job or having business, but also having investment. Because when you are not available, your investments will continue to grow without needing you. And that's what you need for financial peace of mind as a woman. All right. So I have, oh, let me show you more. So I've written this book, Stock Market Mama. All right. So Stock Market Mama is a book where I detailed my experiences as a woman, right? My motherhood related experiences, how it led to income interruption, all that happened. It also include case studies case studies of other women who have gone through what we call motherhood related income interruption, because financial challenges are the height of it. There are people who lose their relationships, go into breakups because the woman got pregnant, her job, maybe she even got fired, right? Of course, nobody's going to fire you by telling you that you are pregnant and firing you. No, they just like we are downsizing and you're out of the door. So you can't even sue them for wrongful termination. Or, oh, we didn't get fund, you have to go. You get the point. So don't think you're going to be sitting and waiting for somebody who will fire you because you're pregnant and so that you deal with them. It's not happening. That's not what's going to happen, right? Or they may be like, we're not firing you, but right now, because of your commitment, you need to go to part-time. Suddenly, your income has dropped by half, and there's nothing you can do about it. You see the point? So, like this book includes case studies from other women, right? And most importantly, it includes solution. What do you do? Like, when I talked about diversifying your income so that to include investment income by investing in stocks, this book will show you the step by step. And this the sweet part. Of course, if you want the hard copy, you can get it from Amazon. But to ensure that this movement is going on, we are also giving out digital copies for free on our website. All right. I'm giving out digital copies of this book for free on our website. So you can go to investonomy.com. That's www.investonomy.com. I'm also going to include the link that I'm mentioning right now to the description of this video, so you can check it. All right. Let's see. Okay. One moment. I was trying to see if I could still be able to add it. Okay. I'll add it at the end of this video. So if you're watching this video as a replay, check it. It will already be there. All right. So we are giving a free copy. Go grab yours. Of course, we limit like there's a limit to the number that we give out at a time. And if you want hard copy, you can get it from Amazon. We try our best to reduce it to the least that Amazon will allow us to reduce it, because the goal of this book is not to sell it to you and make profits. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to read the book, get the story, get the idea, see the step-by-step process that you have to follow to diversify your income, right? See the step-by-step process. It's a very easy book to read, and we also included lots of pictures, of our work, right? Lots of pictures of our work there. So get it. Go to www.investonomy.com. You put your email, you download the book. It will be sent. You put your email, and we'll send the book to your email. Right? Read it. You can finish this book in 2 days if you are serious, or maximum in a week if you are serious. And then you will have gotten a life what's it now? You will have gotten a life skill that you can use to diversify your income or your business income. Very important. Like, why I'm here saying women should share more. Here I am sharing. I hope that you take advantage of it and learn, especially for anyone who, you're a young lady, you are not married, you don't have a child yet, or you're married, you've not given birth. That would be super important. Or you started, maybe you have your first child and you're wondering, how am I going to get out of this? Grab this book. It will really help. Now let's assume that you're a veteran mom. You have 3 kids already. Can this book still work for you? Yes, it can, because the step-by-step action you need to take to be able to diversify your income or business income by investing in stocks is still the same, whether you have a child or not. It's still the same. So get the book and read it. All right. And if you finish reading it, I would love to hear from you. I put my email inside the book. So, the Investonomy team email inside the book. All right. Write us. If you have a story to tell, write us. I receive those kind of emails, and it's okay. And if you have something you are going through that you even want us to give you more like a more tailored feedback, write us, and we'll take a look and be able to respond to you. I always love to respond to such emails. So again, motherhood is not all about bundle of joy. There are dark sides to motherhood. The aim is not to shame motherhood. The aim is not to tell you not to be a mother. No, that's not the aim. The aim is for me to say, hey, these are the dark sides. This is how to prepare for it, so that these dark sides does not manifest in your own motherhood journey. Or if they are currently manifesting, so that you understand how to let me use the word unmanifest them, how to undo the manifestation, right? How to ensure that even if you have 2 children now, that going forward this will not continue. How to ensure that even if you're already a mom and maybe motherhood has already dealt with you, how do you live a better life? How do you achieve financial peace of mind? That's why I wrote this book. All right. So the name is Stock Market Mama. Stock Market Mama. Right. So get it. Go to www.investonomy.com. I'll add the link to the description of this video. Get it, read it, and take action. All right. Take good care of yourself. Till I see you again.